You didn't click on this by accident, and deep down, you know that. Because something in your spirit has been restless. Not broken, not confused, just unsettled in a very specific way. Like you've been trying to move on, but something keeps pulling your attention back to them. Not in obsession, not in desperation, but in a quiet, steady knowing you can't explain. Listen carefully. This is not you going backwards. This is not you being weak. God does not stir your spirit without purpose. And if this message found you right now, at this exact moment, then I need you to lean in. Because what you think is over is not over. What you thought ended was only interrupted. They're not just thinking about you again. They're being led, shifted, pulled. And you haven't seen it yet, but something has already started moving in your direction. Before we go any further, I want you to do something simple but powerful. Comment the word return. Not for me, but as a step of agreement. Because Matthew 18:19 says that when two agree on earth concerning anything, it will be established. And right now, you're not just watching a video, you're stepping into alignment. Also, if this message is already speaking to your spirit, subscribe and stay connected. There are confirmations God releases in sequence, and missing one can delay what your spirit is ready to receive. Now hear this. God is not bringing them back the same way they left. That version of them is gone. The confusion, the inconsistency, the emotional distance, that had to be broken before anything real could be built. Because what God is restoring now is not based on feelings, it's based on transformation. 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, if anyone is in Christ, they are a new creation. Old things have passed away, all things have become new, and that includes them. You've been focused on the memory of who they were, but God has been working on who they are becoming, silently, patiently, completely outside your view. There were things in them that couldn't survive in the kind of union God planned for you. So God didn't just separate you, He refined them. And at the same time, He's been refining you. That distance you felt, it wasn't rejection, it was preparation. Because timing matters. Not just love, not just connection, timing. And right now, something is aligning. You may not see it in the physical yet, but spiritually, things are already in motion. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. That includes relationships. That includes restoration. That includes this connection. Because God doesn't just write beginnings, He completes what He starts. But here's where most people miss it. They think if something was meant for them, it wouldn't have left. That's not always true. Sometimes God removes something, not to end it, but to rebuild it the right way. Stronger, cleaner, aligned. And now you're in a moment where doubt is trying to creep back in. You've been asking yourself questions. Was it real? Did I imagine it? Is this just me holding on? But if it was just you, why hasn't the feeling left? Why does it come back stronger when you try to ignore it? Why now, out of all times? Because this isn't random. This is timing, divine timing. And they're not just somewhere living life without thought of you. Something is pulling on them too. A realization, a shift, a moment of clarity they can't escape. God knows how to get someone's attention, and when He does, it changes everything. But you need to stay grounded, not emotional, not reactive, because what's coming back needs a different version of you to receive it. Stronger, calmer, more discerning. You're not waiting in weakness. You're standing in readiness. And the truth is, they're already on their way back. You just haven't seen the first sign yet. There's something you need to understand right now. Their return is not going to look the way you imagined it. Not dramatic, not loud, not rushed. It's going to be intentional, measured, different. Because when God truly changes a person, it shows in how they move, not just in what they say. And this is where your discernment matters, because you're not being led back into the same cycle. You're being positioned for something that carries weight, something that carries responsibility, something that reflects growth on both sides. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" That means it could already be happening, and you still might miss it if you're only looking for familiar signs. You've been used to inconsistency, mixed signals, silence that felt like confusion. But what God is doing now won't carry that same energy. It will feel steady, clear, even if it starts small. Pay attention to that, because many people miss answered prayers simply because it didn't arrive the way they expected. And let's be real for a moment. Part of you is still guarding your heart, not because you don't care, but because you remember. You remember how it felt when things didn't work. You remember the silence, the questions, the emotional distance. So now, even with this sense that something is shifting, you're cautious. And that's not a bad thing. That's wisdom. But don't let caution turn into resistance, because Ecclesiastes is not needed here. Listen instead to what Psalm 37:23 says. "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, even the steps that lead back, even the steps that reconnect." Nothing about this is accidental. Not the timing, not the process, not even the delay. God had to deal with things you couldn't see: pride, fear, immaturity, unhealed wounds, and he had to do it without your interference. Because if you were still connected during that process, you might have accepted a version of them that wasn't ready, and that would have led to another cycle, another disappointment. But God broke that pattern completely. Now here's the part that might challenge you. They're coming back changed, but so are you. And sometimes two people who have changed need a moment to recognize each other again. Not physically, spiritually, emotionally. The connection will still be there, but it will feel deeper, quieter, more grounded, less chaotic. That's how you'll know. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives do I give you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." That peace is your confirmation, not excitement, not anxiety, peace. If it brings confusion, pressure, or instability, pause. But if it brings a calm clarity, even in silence, that's alignment. Now hear this. You are not meant to chase this. You are not meant to force this. You are not meant to figure everything out. Your role is to stay aligned with God, stay grounded, stay aware, and let Him lead what He already started. Because if God is the one orchestrating this return, you don't need to control it. You don't need to rush it. You don't need to question every small sign. Trust the process, even when it's quiet, even when nothing seems to be happening on the surface. Because beneath the surface, everything is moving. And there's one more thing. When they come back, it will require you to release the old version of the story. Not bring it up again, not hold it over them, not use it as a shield, because you can't step into something new while holding on to something old. Isaiah 61:3 says, "He gives beauty for ashes," not ashes mixed with beauty, a complete exchange. And that's what this is, a replacement, a restoration, a renewal. But it only works if you're willing to receive it fully, not halfway, not guarded to the point of blocking it, fully. Because what's coming back is not the past, it's a promise fulfilled in a different form. And right now, even if you can't see it yet, they're being positioned, prepared, and directed back towards you. Now this is where everything becomes real. Not theory, not hope, not just something you feel when the video ends. This is where it starts to show up in your life. Because when God finishes a process, He does not leave it hidden forever. At some point, what was done in silence becomes visible. Luke 8:17 says, "Nothing is hidden that will not be revealed," and that includes what God has been doing behind the scenes in this connection. You're going to notice it, not all at once, but in moments, small shifts, unexpected thoughts, a sudden sense of peace where there used to be tension, and then contact. It may not come with a long explanation, it may not come perfectly, but it will come differently, and you'll feel it, not just hear it. You'll feel the weight of sincerity, the absence of confusion, the presence of intention. That's how you'll know this is not the same story repeating. This is a new chapter being written. But listen closely. When that moment comes, you have to be ready to respond, not react, because reaction comes from memory. Response comes from growth, and you've grown in ways you didn't even realize. You've learned silence. You've learned patience.